First, the refugee problem. An estimated 700,000 Palestinian Arabs were left homeless during the Arab-Israeli War of 48. Israel refuses to readmit them. They live in bitterness, and such men as historian Arnold Toynbee has said this: the evil deeds committed by the Zionist Jews against the Arabs are comparable to crimes committed against the Jews by the Nazis. How do you feel about that?
Well, about Professor Toynbee's statement, I can only repeat what I've written, that it is a monstrous blasphemy. Here he takes the massacre of millions of our men, women and children, and he compares it to the plight of Arab refugees alive on their kindred soil, suffering certain anguish, but of course possessed of the supreme gift of life. This equation between massacre and temporary suffering, which can easily be alleviated, is, I think, a distortion of any historic perspective. But the refugee problem, Mr. Wallace, isn't the cause of tension. The refugee problem is the result of an Arab policy which created the problem by the invasion of Israel, which perpetuates it by refusing to accommodate them into their expanding labor market, and which refuses to solve a problem which they have the full capacity to solve. There is, I think, a basic immorality in this attitude of Arab governments to their own kinsmen, whose plight they could relieve immediately once the will to relieve it existed. All world opinion admits that the problem can only be solved on a regional basis by opening the vast resources of the Arab world to this Arab refugee population, and if there were such an effort on their part to approach a regional settlement, Israel would make its due and just contribution.